Hey guys, welcome back to my great journey. I've just moved from Hanoi in search for some nature in the north of Vietnam, and for the first time I'm going to document two different places in one video, so it will be probably more a vlog this time. I'm starting with 2 busy days in Ninh Binh with boat tour and rent bike, and then I'm moving on the mountains of Sapa for other 3 days. I can't wait to breathe again the fresh air of high altitude, take amazing landscape pictures and tell the feelings around these places. But I'm going to talk about this later, and for those who still don't know me, here is a little intro for you. See you in a few seconds, guys.
If you don't know me, I'm Pat, and my biggest dream is to make photography the meaning of my life. I'm also a synesthete and I can see the color of people's souls. In 2025 I dropped everything and left, and now I'm wandering around Asia to discover the most unique and particular hues and shades along what I like to call the Great Journey, showing what the world looks like through my photographer's eyes.
After all the chaos absorbed in Hanoi, it's time to take a breath of fresh air. I'm in Ninh Binh, and here it's very easy to fall into the trap of searching for the perfect postcard view, and accustomed to density I have to retrain my eye to vastness and distance. Open fields, isolated mountains, slow-flowing rivers, scattered villages, and this time empty spaces unlike Hanoi. I'm moving from urban tension back to a slower pace, where human presence is brought into relation with the enormity of the scale of the nature that surrounds it. It will be 2 days of respite, where there will no longer be any overlapping of elements, but where everything takes its rightful space. And to explore Ninh Binh to its fullest, I also plan to rent a bike, so that I can broaden my horizons in this amazing place. And if you enjoyed this video, guys, follow me for more content like this, and see you in the next video. For my first day here in Ninh Binh, I planned to take a ride on a wooden boat in the area of Tam Coc, observing the nature from the real inside and keeping more in touch with it. I didn't book anything, I just want to take a ride on the river, so let's see what the place can offer me.
I admit that I came away feeling irritated. Perhaps I lost my concentration while I was on the boat, overwhelmed by the grandeur of nature or overwhelmed by the excessive presence of tourists moving en masse. I don't know, but I didn't get a chance to take any great photographs. The logic to follow was very clear. Nature wins in the composition here. There is a very clear sense of scale, and the human figure, even in large numbers, is reduced in size because the eye is drawn to the greenery rising upwards. And so, even when positioning the boat in the thirds or in the center of the image, even if the image is perfectly composed, the eye goes elsewhere, constantly seeking the magnificence of nature that surrounds man. But perhaps I struggled because Tam Coc is a destination that has already been photographed to death, making it difficult to leave with great meaningful photos. I was also stationary on a set route where I had no control over the angles, but it is also true that not all places produce strong chapters, and I am certainly not forced to compete with those written previously. I came to the countryside to take a breather after the chaos of Hanoi, where man organizes space. In the laded Ninh Binh, space puts man into perspective. Perhaps I haven't even left my narrative.
After this boat experience, I was thinking about going to the Dragon Hill, but I didn't think there were so many people, so many tourists in this area. So I'm going there tomorrow morning at sunrise. I'm waking up earlier, and then I'm going there by bicycle. See you tomorrow, guys.
I hadn't woken up and down for quite some time, and I honestly hoped to be almost alone at Dragon Hill. Even early in the morning, there are plenty of people here, but it's definitely better than coming in the middle of the day. It's a magical place where every step is worth it to enjoy a wonderful view, where the classic postcard photo is a must, even though that's not why I came here. Enjoying the sunrise from up there in the silence, embraced by the wind and the isolated mountains all around, a moment of peace where everyone around you disappears, because once again the view wins over everything and you only notice it compared to the tiny ants moving at the foot of the mountains.
So my hostel didn't have available bikes for today, so I decided to take it easy and continue by walking. So let's go and let's have a long walk through the fields.
I wanted to enjoy the walk without filming, but walking through the fields here allowed me to experience firsthand for the last time the sense of scale between man and nature. Nature is motionless, but if you looked closely, something moves, something tiny compared to the enormity of the spaces. Small figures with the usual pointed hats, solitary, sowing and harvesting in their fields, undisturbed. Almost invisible micro-movements where silence is only apparent, and these expansive spaces are not entirely empty after all. I came to Sapa with the idea of finding myself immersed in almost untouched nature. It exists, but not as I expected. Walking through the city, it feels like walking through the streets of a luxury town, full of hotels and restaurants, all geared toward tourism, with the mountains hidden in the background.
Hey guys, finally I reached my lovely mountain. I'm in Sapa at high altitude, among the clouds and touching the sky. After so many destinations from Thailand to Vietnam, I faced so many themes in so little time that I start to feel some responsibilities around the story I'm building up step by step. So let's take a breath looking for rhythm, overlapping and minimalism. I don't want to find a strong keyword this time, so let's just observe correlations and presents, searching for the essential where different worlds share the same place. Nature and economy, tradition and tourism, some easy contrast that can allow me to keep the track of my narrative. And to help me, let's start from a simple question to enter in the right way in this short chapter. What's the relationship between people and their context? Well, if you want to find out, follow me for more content like this and see you in the next video.
There are no striking images along these roads, but there is a stark contrast here. There is an almost disturbing mix of tourism and tradition. The women of the mountain village tribes move among the tourists, approaching them almost insistently to try to sell some of their handmade products or to invite you to follow them on a private tour through their villages. And if during the day these women are overwhelmed by the economic flow, the same happens in the evening when children become almost exhibitionist phenomena. In the city, tradition creeps into tourism, while in the mountains, tourism creeps into tradition. The women take you by the hand and accompany you along the slippery path they walk every single day to reach the city. They show you their terraces, their rice fields, their buffaloes, their chickens. They show you the barrels full of water for dyeing fabrics in indigo, trying to sell you a few more scarves or bags. And they tell you about when Sapa was not designed for tourists, but was mainly mountains, and how much things have changed in recent years and how they are constantly changing.
Being here in Sapa, I wanted to reach the summit of Francipan, one of the most famous attractions here in the area, at an altitude of over 3,000 meters. But here in Vietnam, I'm unexpectedly going over my budget, and I have no intention to spend other 25 euros just to get in a place full of tourists, just to tick it off my list of things to do.
Sapa has become commercialized, the town, the villages, and of course the surrounding nature. Nature has become a theater, a spectacle. I'm used to a completely different kind of mountain, shrouded in silence, where people treat it with respect. Here I only feel stress. This is not the mountain I'm used to. You cannot breathe. Now I hope to find motivation again in Hoi An, my last stop here in Vietnam. The Lantern Festival awaits me.